Everybody wants to get better at this game. It doesn't matter what you like, PvP or PvE, there's always something to make improvements on. And the unfortunate part is, there's not a lot of information out there in terms of the little meticulous things that might give you that edge that you need. I'm here today to go over just those things. They might seem small, some of you might know some of them, but I guarantee if you're watching this video, you're wanting to improve, and there's gonna be something to take away. And if you just take away one tip in this video, I promise, if you stay consistent and just cue the game, you will get better. Whether you're looking to step into the arena and ascend to new heights and greatness, a new rating that you've never touched before, you didn't even know was possible, or maybe you're looking to step into Mythic Plus and absolutely dominate every mechanic that comes your way and ascend to such massive IO levels and heights that any and everyone is going to want to invite you. I invite you to my channel. I'm new here. If you enjoy anything at all, please consider at the very minimum liking the video, and let's get started. So the first and foremost thing you're going to want to do is clean that UI. And what I mean by that is make it as minimalistic as possible. This goes for PvP players and PvE players alike. I know the PvE players get a lot of memes, you know, cluttering their UI with all this information. You guys can do it too, I promise. The name of the game, anything you do not need, take it off of your screen or make it minimalized. So, for example, I scroll over here, I have my bars hidden because I don't need to show those 24/7. Even my details down here will not show 100% unless I'm scrolling over. My bags are hidden. Everything over here is gone. Anything I can do to take away. I'm also using the least amount of buttons and keybinds as humanly possible by using all types of things that I'm going to explain in this video. But that is the first step. Next thing we're going to talk about may or may not be common knowledge for some people, but believe it or not, I was actually queued with somebody who is a substantially high-rated player in PvP, and he did not know this existed without using an add-on. And that is using Shift M on your keyboard will bring up a mini-map. Scrolling over the top left will show you options panels where you can change the clarity of how it's being shown, as well as locking it in place. And you can use this for PvP and PvE alike, so you're not constantly bringing up your map. This one here is massive for new players. Massive for players that you know, maybe are high up on the ladder in PvE or PvP and maybe just have never thought about this before because nobody talks about it. But you need to change your movement keys, and this is what I'm going to talk about: strafing. Okay, so when I press A or D on my keyboard, I'm actually strafing. I'm able to do a lot of different movement types that we'll talk about later on in this video instead of just the traditional movements. So you're going to go to options, keybinds, you're going to click on movement keys, and look at this, turn right and left. I don't even have that bound. I don't even know what this looks like in the game anymore. So you're going to hit strafe left A, strafe right D, and those are now your permanent new movement keys. This is going to help you with kiting. This is going to help you with different aspects of the game. I promise you, this is going to make you a better player off the rip if you do this alone. If there's anything you take away from the video, please use strafing for movements. The next thing we're going to talk about here is kiting. It goes hand in hand with our strafing. You can see here I am strafing. I am using my right click on my mouse to maneuver my camera, and this allows me to continue to use my abilities while targeting my target and facing them while keeping my distance and running away. This works for any class, not just hunters, warriors, mages, warlocks, healers alike. Anybody that has a slow, this is what you need to do. So in respects of me pretending as if I'm a warrior, I can come up here, I can hamstring I can jump away as he gets close. I can continue to spam hamstring and keep my distance. The next thing we're going to talk about is your target frames. These should definitely be moved and clumped together in some regard to make your life so much easier. Now, everybody has their own preferences. There's no right or wrong way to do this, but I highly recommend straying away from the default settings of placement for your frames. For me here, I have my target right next to my actual character frame, and my focus target is under my character frame, and you can see this is all respectively clumped together with my party frames as well, so that my eye movement and awareness is staying respectively in the same area, so I'm not jumbling across the screen. I'm not looking over here 3 miles away in Africa from my frame over here. Everything stays in one spot. Everything is easier to keep your awareness up and cast your abilities, help your teammates, whatever that may be in any regard, is going to help you by keeping your frames in the same area. Next, we're going to talk about something that brings utility, but also cleans up your UI very, very minimally. And this is called percentage health. As you can see here in my party frames, everything here is done by a percentage of our health left instead of the health remaining. Some people do health remaining, some people do health remaining and percentage. I just do percentage, and there's two reasons for this. One, it cleans up your frames. So a lot of the times in PvE and PvP alike, there's a lot of things going on in your frames. There's a lot of jumbled things going on icons, numbers, debuffs, buffs, everything, right? In order to clean this up, I do 100%. It's less numbers on my frame. It looks way less cluttered doing health percentage. But on top of that, one of the other core reasons is a lot of abilities run off of percentage. So for example, as a priest myself, this goes off of my power word life over here goes off of 30% health or below. So I know percentage wise, when my buddy here gets 35% health or more, that I can preemptively prepare to cast this spell. For example, you've got warriors and everything alike. There's so many things that go off of percentage based spells, and just having this set and including towards your enemy targets is so much better. And the way you do this is by going to your options panel, and I'm just going to type in health. And as you can see here, there is display health text, and I'm just going to click on health percentage. This is going to help you. Trust me, it's not only going to clean things up, it's going to keep your awareness up too, for no matter what aspect of the game you play, so that you can see exactly where somebody is at without having to guess by actual numbers. Piggybacking on top of that, the next thing, and it's so weird, I see PvE players and PvP players alike doing this. Maybe it's a personal preference thing, but I wholeheartedly believe that you will get better at the game in some regard if you turn on your class colors by going to options. I'm just going to type in color, and it's display class colors. Have it checked. This will give the colors of their role depending on their class. So you can see here I'm a disc priest, and then we have a DK here, and it's our class colors versus the default gross settings that WoW gives you. Completely horrendous looking, but on top of that, this provides utility, and you know instinctively who everybody is. This one is super simple. There's really nothing to it, but there may be a lot of people out there that just may not know about it. So I'm definitely going to cover it, because even if I can help one person, this is going to help you tremendously. And that is being able to cast while still moving with the right click of your mouse. I'm moving. I'm able to cast my flash heals and continue to cast them as I move and hold the right click button down and turn my character. I'm still able to cast things, and this goes for any cast. So if you want to follow a target because you're hitting them, for example, fireball with a mage, you can follow them and make sure you still land that cast. And this goes for the same thing with any spell, any class in the game. Definitely something to help with in PvE or PvP, so that way you know, hey, no matter what, I'm still going to be able to cast and follow you. Next up, we have cancel aura macro. Super crucial. This goes for anybody. PVE, PvP, virtually any class has something that they can get out of. And what I mean by that is, you can see here on my druid, I am in cat form. If I hit my keybind to cancel aura, I will be automatically out of that form, and I can do that instantaneously. It does not get misconstrued with globals, so it's something you can always do no matter what. And this works for anything, any class. So what it is here is, I have mine hidden right here, and it's shift 4, and I actually have it hidden as renewal. So this goes in case of another little tip I will show you on how players are making spells look like something else, but it's really something else. That makes sense. I will have this in the description as well. You ever wonder how those mages in PvP are blocking instantaneously, followed by leaving their block? Their cancel aura macroing that. The way you're going to use the cancel aura effect with any class or spell is changing the way that you use it for that spell respectively. So you can see here, I have cancel aura space, and then you write the spell that you're trying to cancel. For our druid form, shifting that we showed you is a generalized cancel aura form. There's no respective spell that I'm specifically targeting. So here we have ice block, so that way we can essentially ice block and then instantly cancel it. So this works for any spell. Just add it at the end of the cancel aura, and this will definitely help you in not only being more efficient, but helping with just everything in general, awareness, efficiency, and you will climb the ladder in PvE or PvE. Whatever you're trying to do, I promise you, this is going to help you. This one here is going to help you tremendously, especially in PvP. I could imagine it could also help in PvE if you have your friendly nameplates on. And what this is we're actually going to use an add-on. But you know, when you're facing a warlock, a demo lock in PvP, and their pets are goddamn everywhere, or maybe you have your friendly nameplates on in PvE, and there's so many pets, right? What you're going to do is download an add-on called Advanced Interface Options. And you're going to come down, you're going to press the plus bar, go into the CVAR browser, and you're going to type in show n. And this is just short for show enemies. And basically the only value we're going to change is the one at the bottom here that's red. It's going to be 0 for you. You're going to double click on this and it brings up, you can change it. You're going to hit 1 and enter. And now it's not going to show all of these nameplates everywhere, just completely bombarding you, and you can't even see your screen. This is going to help anybody. Please do this. Please, it's going to help you. You're going to thank me later. The next thing we're going to talk about is help harm macros. These are super, super crucial for just minimizing your keybinds for classes that have a lot of binds. This also just makes things way more streamlined because you get to use a familiar keybind for something else. And what I mean by that is, we're going to hit this target here, and you can see that my number 1 keybind here is now Purge the Wicked to cause harm and damage to the target. When I click off of that target, it is now Renew. So I can renew somebody, a friendly target, party member, and it will also show the respective tooltip to go along with it. You can see over here as well, it is Dispel Magic on an enemy, and when I am either not clicking on an enemy or clicking on myself, it is now Flash Heal. So really good for me to clean up my bars, make things a little bit more minimal, but also I get to use a crucial keybind that I'm used to pressing for other multiple spells instead of spreading out keybinds and not getting, use out of the buttons that you love to press. This is what the macro looks like for a help harm, along with showing the tooltip. I will have this in the description. You will essentially be able to copy and paste this, and all you're going to do is change the name of the respective spells. So anything you want to hurt somebody with, an enemy, you're just going to change Purge the Wicked. Anything you want to help a party member or yourself, you're just going to change Renew. Next up, we have shift modifiers. Same concept as the help harm, but this is a little bit more broad blanket of using virtually any spell, and it'll help you with the same concept as the help harm. You can reuse with keybinds. You can clean up your bars. You can look here at my Mind Soothe button, and when I press the shift key, it automatically turns to fade. So I have the same keybind, and all you do is press shift. There's no other key. You press shift and then its respective keybind in order to press that spell. And then when I let go of shift, you can see here this is on cooldown, but when I let go of shift, this spell obviously isn't on cooldown. They keep their same entities. Great for new players that want to minimize things and help be a little bit more efficient. This is what the macro looks like. I will have it in the description as well, and all you're going to change is the 2 spells right here in between the colons, and that's all you got to do.